All right, good afternoon or good evening or whatever time it is for you guys. Group 7. I got the outline done, and like I said, this is just merely a suggestion. I kind of made this up also just to kind of separate it into which group member would do what. So this would be like for the intro, then the planning, that would be group member 1. Then we go to the next page, the barriers and entering into the country, that'd be like the member number 2, and so on and so forth. I know that 4 and 5 are not extremely long, but at the same time, it's still going to have quite a bit of research, just as the planning and barriers have as well. So, like I said, this is just an idea. I'm willing to hear, and I'm open, I should say, for other avenues of approach on getting this done. But like I said, I think this is probably our best way to get this project done and be able to separate it out and divvy it out pretty fair and equally. I did put page numbers at the end of each part. So just to give an idea of what we would need to do to accomplish over that 12 minimum page mark, which I don't think will have issue. And this is not including the introduction and conclusion. So you're probably asking yourself at this point, we have four group member positions for the paper. What happens to the 5th group member? As you probably heard me before, I suggested that we should have kind of a grand editor, so that way after group member 1 has their week done with it, and group member 2, then group member 3, 4, so on and so forth, we turn it over to them. They make sure it kind of flows nice. They're not really kind of doing any real research besides, researching what they need to do for a proper introduction if they have any questions, and also conclusion. But kind of rolling right into, I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth everywhere, but the only real issue that we're really going to have with this project is it's going to have to be done with a timeline, meaning whoever volunteers to do planning would have basically a week to do it. So let me look at my calendar here. It's the 12th today. So let's say we come with the final conclusion that yes, we're going to do the outline approach. Then we'll have to go from the 14th through the 21st is when they'll have that. We'll designate some point in time, basically. So like 4 or 5 days to knock out their 4 or 5 pages, turn it over then to whoever is doing barriers, so they can read what they've written and kind of add on to, what wickets they're hitting onto. I did talk to our professor as well. It is optional if we want to. The no later than date to turn in a rough draft so he can kind of revise it and give his 2 cents on it is the 9th, June 9th. So I highly recommend that we shoot for that goal of completing this paper before June 9th. That way we can kind of have his input, see what we need, what little fixes we need, or what we need to put into the paper still that he's not quite understanding, or any information that it's lacking. I haven't really calculated out how long even time frames. So if I'm not bothering until I get approval on everybody else. So I just wanted to kind of make this video as my pitch. So hopefully you guys like it. I will send you this outline and see what you think. And if there's any other avenues, we'll take that instead, and I can just throw this out. It's not a big deal. All right, thank you for your time.